Okay, hello, brothers. This is Julei Organista. I'm the National Director of Diversity, and I'm doing another one-on-one with the newest member of the diversity team, and I'll have him introduce himself.
What's up, bros? My name is Giovanni Montroso. I crossed in fall 2013. I went to Northeastern Illinois University, so Beta Alpha chapter,
Okay, what city?
Chicago.
As I say, it's Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, what are the colors of the school?
Blue and gold.
Oh, okay. And then wait, what semester in year again?
Fall 2013.
Fall 13. Wait, you're fall 13.
Yes.
What? Oh my gosh. More fall 13 in the diversity team in national positions. Yay. I feel like I knew that. I think I even messaged you on Facebook, right? About
You
that. I was
did. I
like,
didn't. The funny part
actually,
is when you messaged me, I didn't get that message till like 2 years later for some reason.
that's what I was thinking. I was like, I are you in any of our group meets or stuff? Or like,
Yeah,
no?
no.
You're not involved. You need to be involved. You know, like fall 13's like,
I know. I've been talking with my regional director to try to get into it, but I'm really busy right now because I'm trying to get into grad school.
okay, I'm gonna be going to grad school too, so I know how that is. So, but fall 13, so you know like who's fall 13, right? Me, Roy, like Jason, Jalen,
Was it like
Edwin, huh?
I think it's like 7 or 8, right? That's fall 13.
Well, there's a lot of fall 13,
Oh shit, maybe more.
but there are like we have a whole groupie that's like 50, maybe something.
Shit.
But I know and we're like, but I was naming the ones that are like leading or doing amazing work
Okay.
or like OD famous, like we're well known on the fraternity, for good reasons, I think. But anyways, that's so cool. Yeah, another PB. So I was a solo line, um, and so I really like connecting with my PVs all over the country. So
Shit, I
now I
was
have another.
line 7.
Oh, really? Whoa. Well, how do you say there's 9 of us if there's 7 in your chapter?
Hey, I'm just like in my chapter alone. Fall 13. There's 9 of us. There's 7 of us.
Oh, you thought I meant in my chapter where there's like 7?
No, I thought like in fall 13, like in higher up position, I thought it was like 7 or 8 of them.
Oh, I don't know. Oh no, there's not 50 of us in that higher percent. Yeah, there's that group me. But um Edwin's messaging me here right now. Let me show you. Let me send him a Snapchat and be like, look. I mean, let me take a picture real quick. Let me show you. So say something. So it shows you.
Uh,
Okay, there you are. Or put your this up. This up. Wait, let me just put okay, wait. Okay, 1, 2, 3. You got that. Okay, let me put this in the fall 13 group me. We rescued you. Not rescued you. We found you, right? So that's what I was trying to meant to say. Okay, I'm gonna put this real quick. Then we'll get back to our call. I know this is like live and recorded, but whatever. Fall 13. Where
hey,
are
it's to show how we get when we meet all our bros, man.
Right, this is about brotherhood. Okay. Where is my? Oh, I have to download it. I forgot it's on Snapchat. Sorry, I'm so complicated. Um, so while I'm doing this, what is your surname?
Sir Kronos.
Chronos. I feel like there's another brother that I talked to that had that surname too.
Hmm. Do you remember what chapter?
I don't know. I don't even know remember the brother. Like I remember a brother telling me that, but I don't remember.
I wonder if he has it spelled the same way as me or the way that Kronos the Titan is spelled.
Maybe yours is not like that.
No, mine's spelled the god of time, Greek god of time. So
Ooh.
it's Khronos.
Okay. Hmm. And why was that?
Well, at the time of my pledging, I had a 4.0 GPA, and my big bro, I was talking with him about like everything I've done. I've like grown since high school, and to maintain a 4.0, it's not quick. You got to be dedicated. You got learn new skills, develop over time. And he felt that matched me perfectly because even during my process, I was growing every week throughout the process. So it's like with time comes growth. So
Hmm. Hopefully, right? Sometimes with time comes no growth. It depends on the person. But I'm glad
Yes.
that you made that statement and that's your surname to be able to show that it should be growth. So
Yes.
awesome. My surname is Sirxemius.
So
Um,
serious?
yeah, it's in Latin meaning like unique or one.
Okay.
Just because I was a solo line, but also because I created my own major. But
Oh
also,
wow, that's some baller status. Create your own major. That's some
yeah,
shit.
I titled it social justice pedagogy. So yeah, that's probably why I'm the director because I this is what I do professionally. Like so, so you should put someone that knows what they're doing in positions that they should have the skills to do, right? So cool. Well, you sent me some pictures, three specifically connected to the three questions I usually asked all the brothers, and we'll go through those pictures, and you kind of let me know which is which. Okay, I'm going to share a screen, and you'll kind of tell me which one. So, the first question is, when have you felt and experienced a lot of hype? Okay, so I'm going to go to the pictures. While I'm going there, you can tell me which one it is.
That would be
Sorry, let me put the
the last picture with the shield.
present with the okay. Got it. Okay, this one. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So why did you choose this picture?
So this picture is actually the day that my only young little bro came into the fraternity, and I felt so hyped when I actually had him because I never had a little bro at the time, and I want to be in the academia. I want to mentor people, and this is my first time mentoring someone, and giving him my wisdom, trying to make him a better person, making him make our fraternity greater, better, more than I can ever do, and yeah, I was just too hyped to have him.
Who is he?
He's the third one. He's the one of the white. Well,
Is
he's
it
the
this
one
one?
with the beard. There you go.
This one?
Yeah.
This one. Okay, cool. And there's Jose. And is that Hedger?
Yep, that's Edgar.
He's in the Bias Incidents Committee. Um, and then there's your little bro, and then there's you. Oh, I know him too.
Oh, that's Big Geo.
Yeah. Oh, you're Geo too. I just
Yeah.
realized. Does Big Geo your little Geo?
Yep, that's exactly how we break our names.
Okay, and there you go. Now I know why that's a big sword. Wow, that's tall.
That
Tall.
was actually my little bro made that sword. Actually, that's the sword that they made.
That's huge. Like seriously. Where is it made out of wood?
Yeah, it's made out of wood. He made it kind of like with and he actually put like leather on the grip, so it's like badass. It's a double-handed sword. He still
Wow,
has it in his house.
that's super cool. Where is this? An airport?
No, this is actually in our student union.
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell. I just got confused. Okay. Is anybody here a brother?
Everyone here is a brother. We have a couple bros from different chapters. We
Oh,
have a
okay.
couple Northwestern bros here, but it's basically all Beta Alpha.
Okay. There's just like a feeling of Chicago there. Like I've been to Chicago often, and
Okay.
like all of y'all like from Chicago. Like I don't know if that's I don't know how you should take that, but it's just it does not have the same feeling as Texas, right? Like I can see it and I can feel it. Like
Yeah, I kind of miss my Chicago right now.
where are you
I'm
right
out
now?
over here.
Where are you right now?
I'm in Houston.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. All the yeah, Texas is much different than
Yeah.
Chicago. Just even seeing like beanies and like these type of things, like even that, like to know that it's not Texas because it's not cold enough there for that.
Yeah.
And he's wearing gloves. But
It was in the fall. It was winter, man.
yeah, I know how it is. Yeah, even in the winter, I was there one time in December, and I was like, freaking, yeah, it was horrible. But anyways, that's amazing. I think you bring a huge point. Um, there are so many brothers that would be amazing big bros. That maybe even one of the reasons they joined and or maybe later they realize is they want to mentor, they want to help like guide, they want to help brothers lead, but they never get the opportunity because of stupid bureaucracy or like drama that brothers that are in charge of processes don't allow brothers to have a big bro, and it's such a it doesn't help anyone. It doesn't help the PM that would have had an amazing, loving big bro. It doesn't help their line when they're trying to grow together because they don't have good support from the big bros, or they don't. It doesn't help the person that didn't get the big bro because then they're becoming less and less motivated to be around because they're not being recognized or they're not being allowed to grow and become leaders. Like it's just. I think you brought up a huge point actually. So, are you there?
Yep, I'm still here.
Okay, I was like because I can't see it because I'm showing the
Okay,
picture. Um, okay, so next question: when have you felt gratitude for a certain brother? Which one's that one?
that's the middle one.
This one?
Yeah.
Cool.
So this is during when I graduated in December with my line bro Johnny. Um, I have really great gratitude towards this brother of mine. I was gonna choose my big bro, my unofficial big bro, but my line bro is actually one of the best bros I'm happy I have, because when we lost two of my line bros like a month after we crossed, I didn't really have anyone in the org that understood me. And throughout the years since that, Johnny has always began to understand me, understood how I am, the way I am, why I act the way I do, and it's great to have someone that doesn't make you feel like you're weird.
Hmm. That takes you how you are.
Yeah.
Awesome. And so, the just brothers just become inactive and stuff. Is that what happened?
No, my anchor and then the third in my line, they actually died going to a conference actually.
Oh, is this what the Jose was able to speak up for about
Yeah.
them at nationals, right?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Oh, so they're fall 13 also?
Yeah.
What? How did I not know this? Well, there you go. Yeah, I heard a little bit more about their story at nationals at the Omega ceremony. Um, I actually gave the closing prayer in the ceremony. Yeah, it was you know every year we get to hear um, and kind of listen. Even with this is not a committee you're going to be in, but the mental wellness and suicide prevention committee, um, you kind of want to see how within the Omega ceremony and other ways we kind of acknowledge those that have passed and have passed away or gone to the Omega chapter because of suicide, um, because that's an important thing to realize, but also realize that we shouldn't have any other bro in the future go to the Omega chapter because of suicide,
Yeah.
right? That should never happen. Um, and so, yeah, okay. And what was their names again?
It was David Roman, Sir Flash, and Victor Maldonado, Sir Stark.
Stark Flash. Huh. Cool. Well, thank you for sharing that. And yeah, it's I think I even posted that in the mental wellness and suicide prevention Facebook group. I don't know if you're in part of that one, but what happens, like the feelings you get and have, and the how life is, especially immediately after someone passes away that you weren't expecting, and they were such an important part of your life, um, and yeah, so great. And then what was your PB here? That what was his name?
Johnny Jimenez, Sir Tasmanian.
Minnesota Tasmanian. Like okay, like the Tasmanian devil.
Yeah. Well, he's the shortest of our line, so we kind of went with his big bro, named him Taz because of the Tasmanian Devil, and he kind of gets an attitude when he gets drunk.
How does he?
Yeah.
That's funny. One of our founders here, his name is Andrew Velasco. He has the Tasmanian devil on his line jacket.
Oh wow.
His surname is Looney Tunes,
Okay.
he's a DJ, and so is the Tasmanian devil, but like DJing,
Mhm.
and so it's like that's his thing on his line jacket. And then you graduated. When did you graduate?
December 2016.
16. Okay, so last year.
Yes.
And in what?
In my major was in biology with a minor in chemistry and mathematical modeling.
Ooh, science and math. Okay, good job. What are you doing now for work? Or you say
Right
you're going to
now,
grad school, right? Too?
no, right now I'm in a prep program to help me get into my PhD program.
Ooh.
So this is a 1 year internship that helps me give me classes for GRE, allow me to do research, get paid to do research, and just make me a better candidate for when I apply this year for grad school.
Yeah. What do you want to get your PhD in?
I'm either looking in genetics or biochemistry.
Wow. You go you. I can't do math or science, so I'm like I do education. I'm a teacher, so I don't teach that, but I teach other stuff. But of course, like I said, professionally, I do stuff with social justice and diversity, multiculturalism, empowerment, and like more community organizing and stuff. So um, awesome. That's exciting. So many different majors and stuff. So next question: When do you feel? When have you felt empowerment because you are part of the brotherhood? And I'm guessing it's this picture.
Yes.
It's
Um,
probate.
this was the first probate after my line bros died, and it was one of the best days because you see so many bros like this is not just my chapter. This is chapters from Wisconsin, all the chapters in Chicago, all coming together to support us. Having these two guys, Heger and Adon. This is Heger and Adon's probate, and
Oh, really?
yeah.
Oh,
So this is spring 2014. Coming together to give us love, give us support because two of our bros weren't here, and it just made me realize, being in this brotherhood, like no matter what, I have my brothers. We're keepers of our brothers. Be there for our brothers. So yeah,
and that's Stark's line jacket.
yeah.
Hmm. So any other in Fall 13 on here?
Um, so the one that's right behind Adon and Heger is my line bro. There's John. No, that's my big bro. To the other way. There's Johnny, and then the next to him is Rubio, which is one of my line bros as well.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. And they had Iron Man masks?
Yeah, we have Iron Man mask and we have Flash shirts. So
Because of Stark
and
and
Flash.
Flash.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, and what was this again?
This was the probate, and we had a special ceremony for Flash enrollment, for Flash and Stark.
Uh-huh.
So we had a lot more bros come out to to make it big, make it hype.
Hmm. This says Fall 13.
Oh, that's Seth. That's one of my own. That was weird.
Okay. I don't know if I know. Cool. That's really cool that you all did that. Um, and this is just a good example that stuff we need to showcase around nationally. Like, hey, how do we continue to celebrate brothers? We do mourn, but we also have to celebrate brothers, right? Um, and I think that's more of what they would wanted, like celebrating their lives. So, great. So thank you for sharing with these with me. These are very, I think, impactful to me to kind of see how brotherhood is formed and continues to grow. Um, especially in areas that sometimes people forget that we even have chapters in.
Yeah.
Right? Well, I think more people know that we have chapters in Chicago now because Nationals is going to be in Chicago. But
Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm hoping to be there. Hopefully, that's my homecoming.
right, cool. So I'm gonna now go back to us in the camera. So there's me. And so the next question I have is, when have you felt like you've been enabled to be as authentic as possible in the brotherhood?
Authentic as possible. Oh, that's a very good question. I would say probably at like cookouts and stuff like that because I'm not like worried about school.
Hmm.
Like when we have a lease, we always have a barbecue for Founders Week. During the summer, we always try to do stuff, and we even have like tailgates occasionally. We did one like last year at the White Sox Park. It's like when I'm having that time to finally relax, no more classes, no more work, I could be me.
Hmm. Awesome. And that's when you were at your entity, but now you're over in Houston, right? You said. Since when?
I've been here since the end of June.
Oh, so that's not that long.
Not that long, but I still miss my city a lot.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. How long is your internship again?
Until next June. So I'm here for a year.
Okay. 1 year. Awesome. So next question is think about 2 to 3 identities you have and how they have impacted the culture at your entity, or you've seen it at your region, or even nationally. How you've seen the different 2 to 3 different identities impact that.
Well, one of my identities is that I'm a bookworm. I'm really good in schools. I graduate summa cum laude, so top honors
Hmm.
overall. Um, and I actually, with that, I actually have helped my pledge bro Johnny to actually think of going to grad school after graduating. So like now I've kind of helped him think like, hey, I can do more stuff after this. So he's trying to get into his master's program right now in criminal justice. So I've seen that, I haven't helped everyone, but I've, helped a few bros to continue their education and do better.
Mm. And you said, wait, how many 4.0s have you had throughout the whole time?
Since I was my 5.5 years, only 3 semesters I didn't have a 4.0.
Wow.
And the lowest I ever had was a 3.75.
And that's like in a hard major, and also that's probably got your chapter up in terms of ratings and the GPA pretty high,
Yeah,
right?
I was the buffer zone. I was the buffer of the GPA.
Right. Because my chapter, the Beta Zeta chapter in the University of Utah, we got the highest GPA nationally with within OD5 and also on campus, of course, um, for 2 semesters in a row, so for a whole year. So it
Oh,
was kind of
wow.
like a big deal. We're like, woo! And that included I don't think it maybe it did. No, it didn't include my 4.0. It included two brothers that got 4.0s in that one of the semesters. I've had a 4.0 before in one of the semesters, but then I usually have pretty high GPA. It's not a 4.0 the other semesters, but um, so yeah, but that's kind of it's funny, yeah, right? That we become the buffers, but that was only for 2 semesters. Now that was some time ago.
Yeah,
That's actually when we hosted nationals here in Salt Lake City. So it was kind of funny because we're like the hosting people, and then we got the
the
two
highest
semesters in a
GPA.
row. Yeah, and they're like, "What the?" And we're like, "Hey." So yeah, did you come to that Salt Lake City's not?
No, I haven't been able to come to any nationals because always during the summers I have internships at like universities I have to take care of.
Mm,
I've never had the opportunity. Like this year, I wanted to go because it's in Dallas, but my program just started that week before, so I couldn't even get the days off.
that sucks.
That's why
You
I'm
know,
hoping Chicago will be my first ever nationals. Hopefully,
right? You need to be there.
I need to be
So
there. It's my hometown. I can give
yeah.
back.
Yeah, host us. Just kidding. So for sure, that's why we haven't seen you around like fall 13 stuff because usually at nationals we kind of like
Yeah,
link up and stuff. So
yeah. It sucks trying to be what I gotta do, but you gotta put the hard work now, so at the end I can just relax.
right. So so bookworm is one of your identities. What are 2 other identities?
I'm a nerd, like in all honesty. Besides a book, I'm like a geek slash nerd,
Mm-hmm.
and I've actually have helped get like some people, or at least help my bros expand who they hang out with as well. So it's like we actually were trying to do some parties with some all the different clubs that I was associated with, so we can expand outside of just hosting events with Greeks and stuff like that. So I've been like the bridge to like all the clubs and stuff like that.
Like what clubs?
We were trying to do a masquerade party one time with the anime club because
That's
they normally have a big Halloween kind of party, and of course with them like they're not used to making big parties, so they thought of like, hey, let's go ask one of the Greek orgs, and I was friends with the president of the club. So she was talking with me, hey, does your org want to do this stuff, like
Mhm.
everything? I'm like, we're down.
That
So
sounds fun. Did it happen?
no, at the end, the school didn't give us the money that we needed to do the event.
Aw, that sounds
But
fun.
it would have been fun. It's like it'd be unique because no one has really done a masquerade ball yet on our campus. Like everyone has done like we do prom every year, like every spring semester. I've only people have done like different dances, but not like that formal. And I think that'd be nice to have it like that.
Yeah, awesome. Cool. Well, so you're bookworm and you're nerd. Um, what other identity?
Hmm. What's another thing? I'm trying to think. I've had a lot of identities, but try to see which ones have impacted my fraternity the most. I would say my outgoingness. Like I'm a people pleaser, so I'm always interacting with a lot of people. So I always know like professors, directors, the presidents of like different department heads and all that kind of stuff. So it's like I've been able to help my bros if they have had any issues, like be able to tell them like, hey, go talk with this person, go talk with that person. So I've been able to, help the neos like if they needed help. If I can't answer anything, I can at least give them go talk with this person. Say I told you to come.
Cool. And I think that's a not only a good identity to have, but like a good skill to have to be able to connect people to others, especially to so that they can accomplish what they need to, right? That even with that, like sometimes that expands our vision to be able to know what we can accomplish because you're like, yeah, there's these two people you can know, or this one person, if you talk to them, they'll help you with whatever you need, right, to be able to accomplish it, whether they be neos or other brothers that just are new to a position or something, right?
Yeah.
So that's cool. Cool. Well, you said you're a nerd. Does that mean you play video games?
Yes, I do.
Do you play Super Smash Brothers?
I occasionally get into it. I don't have my Nintendo system. I have my Xbox more,
Okay.
but I've occasionally get into the Smash Bros.
Okay, so the reason I bring that up is not that random, but like anyone that knows me pretty well knows that I love Super Smash Bros. And it's not the melee, not the melee. I don't do melee. I don't do the 64. I can do the Wii, the Brawl, but I mainly focus now on the Wii U one, right? So I'm pretty good, and I don't usually brag, but like for real, it's like I'm pretty good. Brothers don't like playing with me because they don't win, and even my siblings and I play just because like we can like play for fun, but like they sometimes don't play because they like I always win. So just saying, I used to win champ like tournaments and stuff too,
Oh
so that's
wow.
why. So I'm like good. I'm like good. And so the person I have a couple of mains, but like the main is like Lucas. So yeah. But anyways, whenever I travel, I always ask pros. I'm like, hey, you have Super Smash Bros. You want to play me? See if they can meet me. Actually, there was a bro in College Station, and he beat me a couple times, but I was in my main. And then when I became my main, he was like, he couldn't win.
He's like, damn, I'm done.
Yeah, it was funny because I was trying to get. Yeah, I played 4 different other characters to kind of like feel him out, and then once I knew, I was like, and he kept getting angry because I kept beating him. It's funny, but anyways, um, I know someone's bro's gonna watch this and be like, "Well, I beat you." And I'm like, "Yeah, but that was not with Lucas. You don't even know what's gonna
How come
happen right
he's
here."
not
Like,
me with my
right.
not my main person?
Yeah, yeah. And I go out sometimes, all out with other people, but they're not my main, right? You gotta. Anyways, so but yeah, so cool. I'm a nerd in some ways too, so that's kind of cool. Those are different identities. So what's one of the reasons you want to join the diversity team?
You know what? I wanted to join the diversity team because in my chapter, I've been like the only one that was trying to diversify who we get in the organization. Like, I'm not like stereotypical frat person. Like if you look at me, I'm not that person. Like you're in a frat, the fuck? Like I've
Mm-hmm.
always gotten that, so I'm trying to like I wanted to change that image that people have of frat guys.
Mm-hmm.
That you don't have to be a partier, you don't have to be, athletic. You
Mm-hmm.
can be whoever you are, still be in a frat. And it's not like you don't have to love to go out, go partying, because we don't do that all the time. We have our fun, but we do our service.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and that's why I want to help try to improve and get it more involved in diversifying our fraternity.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, I actually do want to start getting into more national or regional roles to get to know more bros because I know I haven't. There's so many freaking bros out here that I haven't met like even a third of the bros yet.
Right. And so within the diversity team, we have a couple committees, and then you're interested in joining two of them, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Is there? Do you want to share? You don't have to share, but like, is there a reason why you want to join both of those?
Nah, for me, it's just like with those is just I felt like I could have the biggest impact with those versus the owner committees, but at the same time, it's like I kind of one of the biggest areas I feel like I want to do a lot more stuff is the LGBTQA community
Hmm.
because I've had few bros I've talked to that like I wouldn't they feel very hesitant to have bros that are not the norm kind of aspect and even myself, I'm in that community. I'm a demisexual, so not many people know what that means. For bros who are watching, if you don't know what that means, is I cannot have sexual relationship with someone unless I have a deep emotional attachment. So it's kind of on the asexual spectrum, and many people don't even believe asexuality is real.
Right.
So I think that's one area, even in the LGBTQA community, that needs to be expanded and acknowledged.
Right. So LGBTQIDA.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Well, I don't demisexual. I don't even mind. I just want the asexual at least more, because even people talk about the A, they always think it's ally,
Yeah, which is
and it's
not.
like I understand. I applaud people who are in that area that want to be helping us, but at the same time, I feel like asexual should have its representation in it, even though it's only 1% of the community. It's still valid.
So this is a discussion we could have. I didn't want the word to be long, but then I realized like the other committees' words are pretty long, like the bias incidences and restorative practices. That's kind of a mouthful. Like mental
Yeah,
wellness and suicide prevention. That's also a mouthful. Like there's no reason for us to not make it LGBTQIA, right? So we could make it that. Right now it's just LGBTQ plus star because or whatever the little star thing is because that then like that's easier for like inclusive of everything because
yeah,
we really can't put the whole alphabet on.
yeah. No, I've seen org that had like 10 letters, and I'm like, that's
No, right? And it's just like I know it's like to try to be inclusive, but for specifically the committee, and we could because that is a little bit more commonly used, like LGBTQIA,
yeah,
and even if that A is there, as you mentioned, brothers can ask because they're like, oh, I know LGBTQ. Sometimes they don't know Q, but they're like, what's the I and what's the A? Right. And so we could add that, and especially since you're going to be on the committee, so that the D is not on there, but as you mentioned, the A can bring at least the discussion up to be like, yeah, there are brothers, and including someone on the committee that identifies within one of those letters, or at least close to those.
yeah.
And so, if you want, what do you think?
I'm down with it, bro.
Okay, we will update that. I will update that, and because it's not that hard to update it, and but cool. And then I'll start practicing it and making sure I add it. Like I said, it's not that hard. LGBTQIA plus star support. So and then the next thing would be let me see here. So that's that one, and then you also involve the disability accessibility committee, right?
Yeah.
So is there like a reason that kind of made you kind of wanted to get involved with that one?
The reason for it is that I actually do have two disabilities. First, I have a learning disability. Don't I've had people always ask me, what is it? I have no idea. Ever since I was like 6, I've been classified with a learning disability, even though I don't really have like a true disability. Like I'm not ADD or ADHD or uh, schizophrenia, any of those own disabilities. The one that I do have is a medical disability. I'm type 1 diabetic.
Okay.
So
And what's
I
that?
so type 1 diabetes is a disease that affects the pancreas. So I do not actually produce any insulin. So if I eat any food, I can't break down the sugars. So I have to give injections at least 4 times a day.
Mm,
Uh, I don't have any serious disability towards it, but there are moments where I am loopy as hell because I have a low blood sugar and I might go crazy occasionally. And then occasionally, if I have a low blood sugar, I might black out.
mhm.
That has only happened once in my lifetime. I've been diagnosed since I was 10. So that's actually a good record. For 14 years of only one blackout. But yeah,
Yeah. And what was it? The type again?
type 1.
Type 1 the diabetes.
Yeah.
Type 1 diabetes. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
because the most common that people know is the type 2, which is more for people who are obese or fat.
Yeah. So type 1 diabetes you have. Okay, cool. That's good to know. I have autism. Actually, the one-on-one I was doing earlier today, we were talking about that because it's actually Mauricio, who's also joining the disability accessibility committee, and he has cerebral palsy. Was it?
Oh,
How do you say it?
cerebral palsy. Yeah.
Yeah, I can say it. But
I can say because I know my diseases.
but yeah, you know that some of that. But I'm a health teacher, but like there's so many big words I can't say. So I just write them on the board and make sure I spell them right. And they're like, "Teacher, how do you say that?" I'm like, "I don't know."
How do you say this?
I was like, ask Siri or take a picture or type it. And then, anyways, yeah. But yeah, so we were talking about that, and he had lots of great questions about my autism. And I'm like, yeah, like I have autism. And the type, the way I explain it is like, if you have you ever seen the Power Rangers movie, the new one?
Yeah.
So there's the Blue Ranger who's African American, and he has autism, and he has autism very, very similar to mine, which is like I can't. I take pretty much everything literally, and so certain communication that people you use around me, it makes it complicated, and I can't. I can understand it, but the way I interact is very literal. So if
Okay.
someone's sarcastic, like
Oh, it goes over your head probably.
not well, I can catch it, but if it's an extra step for me to process to be like, oh, he's being sarcastic, and don't respond literally. Like that's the step I need to do, or and then I usually don't want to do it, and or I just don't do it because it's literally an extra step, or I don't catch it, and then I just respond literally.
Yeah.
And people are like always like, I'm joking. I'm like, oh, and
Okay.
I look stupid, right?
Yeah.
Or I kind of feel bad, or and it happens sometimes a lot, and so I have to let the person know. I'm like, can you is I don't have anything against what you're saying, but um, can you say what you mean? Like,
Yeah.
please, because it's I have autism, and it confuses me, and it confuses me, and I can't interact with you very productively when you're not saying what you mean. So, anyways, that's me. But yeah, I'm glad that you're going to get involved with the disability accessibility committee too. In terms of health, not only physical but like other health related disabilities or cases and conditions, like as you mentioned, like within the process, like you have to be aware of someone's health conditions that might not always be considered a disability, but for sure they're health conditions to be able to interact in certain ways, right?
Yeah.
um, and like, yeah, imagine if you black out during something and it wasn't because of like we didn't haze you or anything, but you just didn't have the support, and then it becomes a hazing incident because you blacked out, and people think it was like our fault, but
No.
we just weren't unaware, or we weren't empathetic enough to work with you to make sure that you got your shots that you needed, right?
Well, that's the one I pledged. The first thing I told him was like, "Hey, bros, like everyone, like, hey, just letting y'all know, I'm type 1 diabetic. This is what I would if you guys can help me, this is what we have. Have some juices for me, or I'll make sure to bring my own stuff. But like, let me take breaks and stuff like that because I don't. Sometimes like the blacking out incident, it happened when I was asleep. Like I went to bed. Next thing I know, I woke up in the hospital 2 days later,
Hmm.
and I don't remember anything that happened in between.
Wow. That would freak out.
Yeah, it's kind of freaks out because like what my mom tells me is like, oh yeah, you sound like you were choking on your saliva. So I went to get water. When I came back, you were on the floor. We couldn't pick you up, so we called the ambulance. They couldn't pick you up. They gave you a shot to get sugar into me, and then they took me to the hospital. And then the hospital made it even worse because like they took scans of my brain, and they were telling my mom, oh, he might have West Nile. He might have water in the brain. Like they just making my mom feel like scared shitless.
Mm,
And I'm like, you guys are not true doctors. You don't say shit without knowing exactly with proof.
right.
That hospital, my mom hates that hospital to this day now.
Yeah, that was a yeah, they weren't professional. um, well, I'm glad you're okay and you don't have West Nile.
Like,
And you're here and you can lead. And so yeah, I'm excited that you're going to be in the diversity team. I'm glad I was able to get to know you a little bit more, especially since you're a PB of mine. I'm so
yes.
excited. I'm pretty sure Roy, Edwin, who else? Jose. Who else is in our diversity team that's 1213? I think that's it. I think that's it. I feel like I'm missing someone and I'm gonna get called out.
You
Anyways,
sound more like
I'm like they're like, yeah, you forgot it. But anyways, they'll for sure be excited that you're in the committee, and not, I'm gonna text you so you have my number if you don't already have my number, so you can have my number personally, so you can because I'm your brother, right?
yes.
Um, and we can you can always contact me. We're gonna be moving forward with a lot of cool initiatives in the future, meaning like starting next week and the week after, right before school starts, so we can get get start moving before the semester starts and we're like behind and we can't even do stuff, right? Because we're like all starting life again, right? So, but anyways, do you have any questions, concerns before we finish this call?
No, I'm excited, bro. I'm like, I love hanging out with my bros. I love, having the opportunity to better our fraternity. We're still young, we're gonna turn 30 officially in November.
Oh, wow.
Come on, man, November 25th, 1987. We're turning 30 this year. Come on.
Oh, well, yeah. Oh, yeah. Like that's why I'm wearing my shirt.
Hey.
I
So I'm
thought you said you were
excited.
turning 30. That's what I heard. I was like, oh.
Oh, I'm not turning. I'm only 24. I just turned 24, man.
That's why I was like, oh, you're turning 30. Not that that's bad. I was just like, you don't look 30. And I was like, you're the same birthday as our national founder. And then that's why I was like, oh, no, no, you're talking about the fraternity.
Well,
Okay.
speaking about 30, my little bro, he's older than me by like 7 years.
Wow. Well, my newest little bro that just crossed this semester in the spring, he's older than me too. He's a veteran. He served in the army and the navy,
Oh
so
wow.
he's super cool. He's older, but he's not like that old. He's like he looks young still. So, um,
Yeah, it's funny with my old like my little bro, he's older than me, but we act so like alike, so it's kind of fun. Like
what?
we geek out a lot. Like we play Magic, we play board games. Like
Wait, do you know Tony, our national president, plays
yeah.
something too?
Oh,
What
he
does he
plays
play?
Magic. I know he plays
Yeah.
Magic.
Have you played against him?
No, I have not because every time I see him, I don't have my cards.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't have his
He
cards
probably
too.
will kick my ass in the card game.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's intense.
Well, he
Uh,
also works for the company, so like he can get all that new stuff right off the bat and be like,
mm,
done.
true. That's true. I didn't even think about that. Well, okay, so yeah, well, if you don't have any questions, it's great. Usually, let me take a. We already took a picture. I just realized. Usually take a picture, but I'll put it. This is gonna be uploaded again, like I said, on YouTube. I usually just edit it a little bit in terms of just lighting and stuff, so it's more clear. And then after that, then it's just up and available, and I'll be adding you on everything. You're actually the one that's joined the diversity team the fastest from like filling out the form by yourself and moving forward and responding to my emails. Some people would take forever. They don't take forever. They take a long time. That's my autism. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I'm
I have
like,
to
man,
correct
I
myself.
thought of you. I'm like, crap, I need to respond to this, but I have experience to take care of right now.
Right. And so, yeah, but okay. And then, yeah, we'll be excited. You'll get a hopefully a good welcome from all the rest of the brothers in the diversity team. And yeah, we'll stay in touch. Okay.
Okay, bro.
Okay. Have a great rest of your day and
You
weekend.
too, bro.
See ya.
See ya.